I don't think there is anything wrong with explaining miracles by trying to find out how they happened. The Bible itself does this occasionally. But might it spoil their effect? Well, if we did know how God accomplished something, it doesn't necessarily reduce our wonder, because it reveals his power and control. For example, what was the burning bush that Moses saw? Apparently, some desert bushes exude a flammable oil that can be ignited by rare action such as lightning, and then the oil burns, but not the bush. Or perhaps the flames were put into Moses' mind. Or perhaps God created a special fire-retardant bush. According to the Bible text, Moses was just as curious as we are. Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. God does not mind us investigating, because the Bible sometimes tells us a remarkable amount about how God works, within the narrow limits of what we can understand. The chapter itself looks at the plagues of Egypt and crossing the Red Sea, and the clues in the text about what God actually did. But there's one miracle where we don't just get a clue about how it was done. The crossing of the Jordan is explained clearly for anyone with a little local knowledge. The Israelites had to cross this river because it separated the wilderness from the land that was going to be their home. The priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant were told to walk towards the fast-flowing river, and when they reached it, the water simply stopped arriving. The text says that the water from upstream stopped flowing. It piled up in a heap a great distance away at a town called Adam. Someone who knows the area would know that when the Jordan passes near the town of Adam, that's modern-day Damiah, 18 miles north of their crossing, it bends round a steep slope of loose mud and stones. And every now and then a section of the steep bank collapses and dams the river. Then, after several hours, the water breaks through and pushes the mud aside. This is a fairly rare event. It's only been recorded in 1927, 1906, 1834, 1546, 1267 and 1160, though no doubt it's been happening more times without being noted. The account was first written for people who knew the area. So for them, this wasn't merely a description of what happened, but a full explanation. The Bible text emphasized that the miracle lay in the timing. As soon as the priests who carried the ark reached the Jordan and their feet touched the water's edge, the water from upstream stopped flowing. And then it explains how it happened by telling the reader the location where it was cut off. It seems that it is all right to seek explanations of miracles, partly because the Bible text itself encourages us to look for them, and partly because they reveal that God is able to control the world. The Bible shows us God stepping in at key points to change things. We shouldn't infer from this that he manipulates every detail minute by minute. He's created this universe to work well, and most of the time it does. However, many flaws were introduced through our sin. So sometimes, as these texts show, God needs to step in and take control. Most of the time we can praise him for his faithfulness in creating a world that runs predictably. But occasionally, there's no better explanation than to say that God has stepped in and it's a miracle. Even if we can have some ideas about how he did it. God bless.